everyone. Welcome to ICS 314, Software Engineering. My name is Philip Johnson. Along with Cam Moore, we're going to be teaching this material to you this semester. Really looking forward to it. In the first two sections, you can contact myself or the TA, Brandon, via email. More preferably, I'd like you to use, we'd both like you to use Slack, just so that all the messages are centralized in one place. There's the course website. My office is in Post 307A. And my nominal office hours are Tuesday, Thursdays, 1 to 2. But really, whenever you can see me in my office, if my door is open, feel free to come in and interrupt me. So the goals of the class are to help you learn how to build reasonably large-scale software systems with relatively high quality and in relatively short periods of time. You'll learn a number of techniques for that by, reasonably large-scale systems. I mean, like 100,000, 200, 300,000 lines of code. Once you get to maybe like 1 million lines of code, then you're going to need some software engineering principles that aren't taught in this class. I'm also going to help you build a professional persona, and by that I mean building a professional portfolio as well as presence on certain professional social media sites like LinkedIn and TechHooey. And that's hopefully will be helpful to you both in terms of kind of marketing yourself in the future, but more importantly exposing what you need to work on while you're an undergraduate to be prepared. The final thing is that there's a lot of material in this class, and I'm going to be talking a lot about how you learn things, how to spend the least amount of time possible on this class, because this class can quickly become overwhelming if you don't spend your time wisely, and I'll talk about that in detail the first week. So I want to just show you what some of the former students in the class have built by the end of the semester, so you get a sense for what am I going to be able to do after I finish. And in addition to basic software engineering skills around project management and design and user interface and so forth, you'll have some concrete skills in web application development. So here's an example. This is this Nook application, which enables you to find places to study using a map-based interface. Bougie Foodie is a way to find out what foods are available on campus and what the current menu selections. Hangry Fix is a way to review or find out about specific entrees at different places and which ones are better than others. Rainbow Clubs is an interface to the Registered Independent Organization database so that you can find clubs and participate. And then Telescope is a application that some students built to help match students with employers. So lots of different things you can work on, and what you'll notice from all of these things is that the user interface is reasonable, and none of these people were graphic designers. None of these people had any kind of extensive user interface experience in advance, and I don't expect you to have some kind of special skill with typography or anything. And part of the goal of this class is I assume most of you aren't going to be web developers. You'll be some other kind of developer, but it's really useful to know how to easily throw together a modern, simple user interface that's functional and useful. And that's not hard. We can do it in a single semester using the various tools and technologies and libraries that are available. So I'm excited for you for that. For this class, I assume you're coming out of the computer engineering program or the computer science program. You've had a couple programming classes. In terms of your development environment, Unix, Mac, Windows 10 are all okay. And some time, right? So if you're taking, 2 or 3 other heavy classes, maybe 3 or 4 other heavy classes this semester, then, you might want to rethink things. It's really important to have a decent laptop because a lot of the work for this class is going to be done in class, and you'll be programming a lot in class, and there are a lot of the points for the class will be awarded in class. So make sure you have a decent laptop. I have a whole reading about that. Grading. the key thing to note, the percentages is kind of a rough guesstimate, but the key thing to note is that as long as you get 90% of the points available in the class, you're guaranteed an A. So I don't grade on a curve. I'm not going to ever adjust the cutoff percentages upward to reduce the number of A's. As far as I'm concerned, everybody gets over 90% of the points. Everybody gets an A, and that would be a epic win for me as an instructor. What this means is you don't have to worry about helping somebody else, because that's not going to negatively influence your grade unless you help them in a kind of a cheating manner. Then of course you'll flunk. But collaborating, helping people understand things, studying with other people, looking at their code and helping them debug something, all that's fine, and you'll learn things from that as well. And that will help you in turn do better. So I will say that I may adjust the grading percentage downward. Some semesters things turn out to be harder than I thought, so it might be that 88% is an A. I don't know. I won't be able to tell really until the final few weeks of the semester. But as long as you hit that 90% criteria, then you're guaranteed an A. Also using this pedagogy called athletic software engineering, I'm going to go through that in more detail, and you'll be learning it. And it's, I've been using it for, I don't know, four years now, and around 90% of the students that do it really like it better than the more traditional approach. So I continue to get very positive feedback about this, even though to a certain extent it feels a little stressful, particularly at the beginning of the semester. By the end, most of you have, kind of just get used to it. And then you'll find the big side effect that's really nice is that when you go into an interview setting where a prospective employer gives you some kind of programming assignment to solve on a whiteboard, you'll just be less stressed out by it, because you've had so much practice with a similar situation in 314 that your body just won't be able to react as much as it would otherwise. You're going to learn some technical essays in this class, or you're going to write some technical essays in this class, because communication is such a key thing. And I think most students again learn to enjoy this process of writing about what they're learning. And I also really encourage you guys to be clever and funny and make them enjoyable to read. That's really important. You'll be building a professional persona, as I said before. That's technical essays, professional portfolio, the code that you've written, participation in social networks. All of these things help give you, as well as the outside world, a sense for what your current skill set is and what you've accomplished in a much richer way than a resume printed out on a piece of paper can do it. I want to say a little bit about collaboration versus cheating. Collaboration, cheating, the bright line for cheating is when you submit somebody else's work as your own. Okay, that's cheating. You can submit somebody else's work as part of your own work, but you have to, attribute it. You have to say, okay, this function or this file or, whatever was written by this other person. And as long as you acknowledge that up front, you're not cheating. Okay. Now, if you submit an entire software system that was written by somebody else and tell us that that's what's happening, you're not cheating. You won't get any credit either. I mean, it's kind of not a good strategy. So what I want to do is encourage you all to work together. And in the event that you're unsure, just come and talk to me about it. I haven't had too much problems with cheating in the past, but it's always a possibility, and I want to make sure that you guys understand it's not necessary. Collaborate. If you have any worries about what's going on, come talk to me. We'll figure it out. Finally, I want to say that Hawaii is going to encounter incredible challenges over the course of your life. Climate change is going to have a major impact on everything associated with Hawaii. its economy, what jobs are available, how we live, what foods we eat. And I do believe that technology has the potential to really help Hawaii adapt to the future and maybe even prosper in the future. So I am a big believer that your generation can make a huge difference to this place. And indeed, your generation is the future of this place. So please learn this material and apply it for the good, and we'll all be happier. That's it. Good luck. Have some fun.